Oh boy. I was having a good time with tonight's video. I started it at 4:30 because it was up and going. I had, God, probably about 9 minutes done, and then it just shut me down, unable to start video. And I was like, ah! I don't know if it took or not, but I'm going to do this again because I think the remember that I was talking about is important for us. And I just may do this a little bit shorter so that I can capture the message in a little bit quicker time period. But boy, this is technology that just drives me crazy today. But let's give it a go. I'm reading an article in the current issue of Mind, Mood, and Memory. It's a magazine put out by the University Massachusetts General Hospital. And in this article, it is talking about normal forgetfulness. What is normal and what is not? And the net of my talking tonight was about a doctor there that said it's important to know what your normal thinking and behavior is like so you can self-reflect on whether or not you're losing some of your memory. And he used an example that I found amusing. And the example he used is if you, someone who has a system that when you put things where you can find them, and then all of a sudden you start misplacing them, that might be an indication that you've got a bit of a memory concern. If you don't have a system and you normally can't find anything, well, then you're okay. And I'm like, I found that interesting and a bit amusing in a positive way. I'm certainly not criticizing the doctor, other than from my personal experience in today's environment, people, whether you have a system or you don't have a system, I'm finding more and more people are forgetting where their keys are, their wallet, where they put their glasses, something they left in the car. We're in an environment today where people are so stressed and there are so many different distractions that they live with that staying focused to remember whatever it is you're trying to retain has gotten to be a challenge just because of the way life is hitting us today. And life hits us from a COVID point of view, we have social restrictions. And so we know that social interaction is crucial for our mental fitness and our health, and yet we're being restricted to the amount of it that we can have that's safe, and whether or not we should have a mask or not have a mask. So right off the bat, as soon as you leave your house, and you come back to re-enter it, you got all of this going on as to, did you have a mask, did you not? Did you wear your mask, where did you go? Am I going to be safe? Do we have COVID in the area or not? Do I need to go testing? But what about the kids? Were the kids in school today? What happened in school? Was there anything that you heard in school from somebody with it or a teacher with it or so? And so what about our work? Well, what are we doing at work? Well, the company is still mandating vaccines. And so we've got all these different elements around us that are just now normal. And these normal elements in these activities are creating what I call pattern interruptions. We call them pattern interrupts when something that comes at us causes us to divert focus. It causes us to jolt and divert our focus, and therefore that diversion of focus immediately takes us away from what it was that we were trying to retain in code so that we could recall it and have it when we need it. So like, I'm coming into the house, I'm thinking about, I'm on my cell phone, I come in and one of the kids immediately said, Mom, I need you to do this, or Dad, can you help me with this? And boom, you put your keys in a place you normally don't put them, and now it's like, okay, I got this taken care of, that taken care of, and now I got to go get changed for the night, and came home from work, and tomorrow when I need my keys, it's like, uh-oh, they're not where I usually put them. Where are they? That's not a sign. Do not say you have a moment, a senior moment. You didn't have a senior moment, you had a distracted moment. You had a dysfunctional moment of focus, and you didn't remember to remember. That's what happened. And therefore, do not label yourself, senior moment, I've got early dementia. And that's why I found what this doctor was saying is a bit amusing, because in today's environment that we naturally, normally live in, it's a bit stressful. And what I've learned from years and years of the memory championship, if you don't stay in that moment of focus, or you don't stay in that moment of less stress, it's a natural process to just forget things. Forget where you put maybe some money that you wanted to go get. Like sometimes I put money in a place and I forget where the heck I put it. Not because I'm senior moment. I wasn't focused at the time I put it, and I got to focus and then lock it in. Sometimes I'm like, silly as it is, my glasses. Where did I leave my glasses? Well, where was I last? Did I go wash my face? Was I in the shower? Where did I put them before I went to the shower? I don't distract myself by saying I have senior moments. I say, well, when I was getting into the shower, I was getting off the phone, or I was watching something on TV, put that on pause, went into the shower, put my glasses down somewhere. I go out to run 3 days a week. I take my glasses off. I do not run with my glasses. Sometimes I leave them in the garage on a chair, sometimes on a counter, sometimes in the kitchen. Okay? So I say, I know where I'm going to always leave them, right here as soon as I walk in the door. Well, today I was going to go out and run, and I was on the phone, getting someone off the phone, so I put my glasses down on the kitchen counter, not on the counter out by the garage. I come back and I said, okay, where are my glasses? They're not where they usually are. Normal activities today are causing us to be distracted. And therefore, we're not remembering to remember. And when I say that, remembering something requires you to have focus. It requires you to think about, how am I going to process this information into my brain? And when I say that, am I going to just see it? Am I going to touch it? Am I going to smell? Am I going to use a sense? Am I going to create an imagery for it? What am I going to do to lock this into my brain so that when I need to go back and find my keys or my wallet or my money or some papers that I need to sign and mail out, if you don't think of that focus in those moments of time, then when you go to retrieve it, it's gone. It was never there. It's not that it was gone. It was never put there, because you were too busy doing 6 other things. And one thing we learned for sure is multitasking is not a good thing to remember everything you're multitasking with, because multitasking diverts the ability to encode and retain specific amount of information in a way that you can then recall them when you want them. So the point of this article is I'm saying, okay, if it's normal, well, I don't know what normal is right now. I don't know. In talking with a variety of different people, I don't know that anybody can tell you what a normal process discipline is of what any given day looks like in their life. When you think about kids, family members, a spouse, social interaction, friends, mom, dad, and conversations we have with all those diversity of people, and what those conversations cause in terms of maybe a blip in our stress level, maybe a little blip in terms of something we're trying to retain, and therefore we lose focus. We kind of go off track and we go off focus. And I always think of one of our USA Memory Championships. In fact, it's Nelson Dellis, who's won it 5 times, a 5-time USA champion. In 1 year in the event, we expected him to go to the final event, and he did. But it's a deck of cards, which he just aces out. And throughout the first 10 cards, he misses a card, which was like, wait a minute, did he really miss this card? And the answer was yes, he missed a card on the first 10 cards. Now, he can go through 2 decks without a problem, and he's missed like card number 9. And when I talked with him afterwards, I said, Nelson, he said, I glanced into the audience, and I saw someone that distracted me for that minute, and I lost my focus, and therefore I lost the ability to recall the right card. We didn't call him a Nelson, dummy, stupid, whatever, hey, senior moment, your dementia, let's whatever. It was, my goodness, he followed the rules and the laws of our memories, which was in the moment of splitting his focus, in this moment of recall, he lost the sequencing of an order of a deck of cards, which teaches us all a lesson. When we don't focus on what we're trying to retain and how we're about in the process of recalling it, and we're trying to do 5 other things at the same time, it's likely we're going to miss something in that process. That's the first part. I'm going to pick up the second part of this article on Friday. I really enjoyed this particular article. We're going to talk about reversible changes and what is the key to healthy aging as we get older. So I want to close this one down at this point and leave you with, we got to remember to remember. And we'll pick up healthy aging on our Friday broadcast.